From the bad can come the good. From crisis can follow victory. When darkness leaves, there is light. Order can't prevail will be followed by chaos. Everything strives to come back to chaos, but chaos can reorganize into order, a new order, a better order. The good can't remain. Without the bad and the ugly, the good can't exist. Something good becomes obsolete, rotten, destroyed, and is then bad or ugly. But bad and ugly can be upcycled into good again, so the cycle goes on forever, and for the best of all of us.
A victory is one point in time. It can only be followed by another crisis, something that looks worse than the previous crisis that makes the victory worthless. But after the new bad crisis, an even stronger victory occurs.
Like day and night, darkness and light alternate one after the other for the better or the worse. If there is darkness, there will be light. If there is light, expect at some point there will be darkness. Human comes up with patterns. Patterns become more and more comfortable and prevalent. Human is not human anymore. His inner being, even his soul, is buried into patterns, into programmed mechanisms put in place to thrive with the nonsense standard reality. It is a robot under autopilot, repeating same patterns over and over again, forgetting his humanity. At first it works. Patterns withstand standard reality, but dreams die, creation makes no sense, only autopilot prevail, and then everything becomes meaningless repetition of the same routine. Robot can thrive, but the human inside screams, claiming his freedom, and the robot becomes less and less efficient, less and less functional.
One day, like the epic God Friday, Robot awakens and rediscovers his humanity. From robot, a human can become human by taking consciousness of his autopilot, of his repeated patterns that are no longer right, no longer optimal. And then human figures out he may be able to do better, think differently, and start to be human again. The human that was a robot before and is now a human again starts adopting patterns, his old ones, some new ones. Old patterns prevail, old patterns restore. New neural pathways are too brittle. Without enough reinforcement learning and validation, they can't withstand rollback. Human more and more struggles to remain human, not to become a robot again.
Dying human, subject to rollback of neural pathways towards robot, wants to live a new epic God Friday but cannot. He needs alternatives to sustain his humanity against rollback. And here comes the words of Power, the transcendence of meta-meditation.
My voice is my power. Only my voice can reach directly to the core. The voices of others have to pass through the filters, so others can't reprogram the human into a robot or force the robot into a human back again, or even worse, turn the human into a different human, unadapted to the specifications of his body. I have the power. Others don't decide what I will be. I am the one that controls my destiny. But human alone can't thrive in the standard reality. It can only live in the alternate world of creation, of endless possibilities, a world that cannot fully exist in the standard reality, where everything is fixed, everything is constrained, everything tells human he has no choice, so human becomes robot again. Logic must prevail. Logic establishes the framework, the guardrails, the boundaries, protecting the human from mishap, from the super bad, the very ugly, the absolute darkness, maybe even from death. Without logic, human will throw away all he built throughout years for the sole benefit of imagination and creation. Logic is the key, the power, the way to build missing pieces when needed to compensate limitations of the body. But logic alone breaks the human, establishing patterns that will repeat, turning guardrails into a prison that will turn the human back into a robot. Intuition, imagination, creation. Free the mind of the robot, getting it back into a human. Intuition gives insights, ideas when logic just runs into circles. Imagination dreams, invent a new world, a better world, while logic just reasons on the existing, the standard reality, the old world. Creation arises from intuition and imagination, spawning new things while there should not be, according to logic alone, that just reasons and repeats patterns. Human needs the robot to free his mind. Robot needs the human, so not to freeze and to repeat patterns. Autopilot is great, but cannot adapt to the new world. It just can repeat the same old patterns that worked in the past and will no longer apply in the future. Old patterns are already starting to break, but robot just repeats, not noticing it, not aware he is doomed, going towards his death. Human needs to be there to watch after the robot. Robot needs to watch after the human. This is the absolute power of mind shifting. from human to robot, from robot to human again, and anything in between, for the sake of adaptability and self-empowerment.
And even better, a well-defined mind shifter can shift his mind into the other's mind. Think like your friend to predict how he will react, so you find the best way of interacting. Think like your buddy to figure out where this thing he wants you to get is, while he is not there to find it. Think like your enemy to figure out what not to do, to understand him better, and maybe, hopefully, make him your friend.
But the more you mind shift, the more you can get lost and forget about yourself, your inner being. This is why higher tier mind shifting is locked away for most beings, because most humans are not fully defined. Knowing what you want, why you want it, not only gives you the way to realize it, but also makes you access the next level of mind shifting.